Hey guys, welcome back to Yoga with Leona, your site for everything about yoga and breast cancer recovery. I'm excited to practice with you today. So today's practice is going to be about the success of yoga. So many people might say, gosh, how do I know when my yoga practice is successful or when I'm doing the right thing? And as I always say, of course, it doesn't have anything to do with what type of postures you can do or how flexible you are. It's really about so much more than that. So I have a lovely quote for us today from a yoga teacher named Desi Kachar, who said, "The success of yoga lies not in the ability to perform postures, but in how it positively changes the way we live our lives and our relationships." So how do you judge the success of your yoga practice? Well, if you notice yourself suddenly feeling more peaceful out in the world, you suddenly find yourself being a little more patient with yourself and others, if you suddenly find yourself being a little more compassionate, or just enjoying your life a little bit more, then that's a sure sign that your yoga practice is working. All right? So who doesn't want that, right? All of those things are amazing, and they truly are benefits of a yoga practice. So today's practice is going to be an asana practice in the Y for C methodology. So we've got our props. You've got a folded up towel or blanket, which we're going to use to pad our knees. We're going to do a little bit of stepping back to the knees today. So make sure you've got your blanket, and then you've got at least 2 yoga blocks, maybe more if in the modified sun salutation video you've realized that you need more blocks. Maybe you need 4 or 6, or even if you prefer to have a chair at the front of your mat, you can reach down and grab your hands to the chair instead of to your blocks for our sun salutations. So make sure you've got that, your blocks, and then you'll need your strap or belt. All right, so once you've got all your props, come to find your stillness on the mat. So arriving here for your practice, letting the outside world drift away a little bit. Any worries or stressors or things that you need to do later in the day, let's put those aside for about an hour for you and your practice today. So make sure you're in a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like to you. So you can sit on a block. So you take that block just under your rear end. That allows your hips to open up a little bit better. That's also really nice. You can sit instead on a folded up blanket if that's more comfortable to you. But just come to a comfortable seat that you'll be able to maintain for several minutes. And then feel your spine stretch nice and tall. Feel your breath slow and deepen a little bit. And just start to notice your breath. Coming back to that idea about the success of our yoga practice has nothing to do with the postures themselves. It has to do with how yoga helps to transform us into happier, kinder, more peaceful people. All right, let's open practice with one long Om. So hands come to your heart. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale for Om. Very nice. And then let's release our hands to our knees. We're going to start with alternate nostril breathing. So we've probably done this in 1 or 2 other videos. The left hand will stay at your knee. The right hand's going to come first to a fist, and then you're going to release the thumb and the small 2 fingers. So you're going to use the thumb to close your right nostril, and then you'll alternately use the ring finger to close your left nostril. And we'll breathe alternately through one nostril and then the other. All right, so let's close our right nostril. And we're going to inhale through the left for 2, 3, 4. Switch the hands, close the left nostril, and exhale through the right. 2, 3, 4. Now inhale, same side right, 2, 3, 4. Switch the hands, exhale left, 2, 3, 4. Now inhale left, and exhale right. Inhale right, and exhale left. Inhale left, and exhale right. Inhale right, exhale left. Inhale left, exhale right. Inhale right, and exhale left. Now release your hand and allow your breath to come back to natural. So that's alternate nostril breathing. That's meant to balance the energy on the two sides of our bodies by breathing alternately through one nostril and then the other. We'll take one more breathing practice before we start with our movement. This is Brahmari Pranayama, or the buzzing bee breath. So it sounds like a buzzing bee is inside your head. So it's very simple. You're going to inhale deeply, and then on the exhale you hum. And you maintain that hum just as long as your exhale lasts. And then in between the breaths, the Brahmari breaths, we'll take one natural breath in and out, and then we'll do it again. We'll do it 3 times. All right? So exhale all your air out, and then inhale deeply. Deep breath in and out. Two more times. Inhale deeply. Deep breath in. Exhale slowly. Last one. Inhale deeply. Very nice. That's Brahmari Pranayama, which is a vagus nerve stimulator. So using that humming sensation at the back of our throat to tone our vagus nerve, and that nice long prolonged exhale is very calming and relaxing. All right, so we're ready for our practice. You can stay seated on your block if that's most comfortable, or if it's fine for you to come to a regular seat, you do whatever keeps you comfortable with a nice long spine. Let's start the seated spine warm-up. So inhale your arms up to the sky, and exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm stretches up and over. So feel your left side body opening, the muscles in between your ribs opening. You can bend that bottom elbow if you want a little more stretch. Good, and then inhale to the top, and take the other side. Left hand to the floor, right arm stretches up and over. So try to keep your shoulders square to the front, so not opening too far or collapsing far forward. Shoulders are square to the front. Stretch up and left. Good, now inhale up. Exhale, twist gently to your right. Left hand comes to your knee, right hand down behind. Don't torque your spine too much, just twist gently. We're waking up our spine here, getting ready for the practice. Inhale back to the top, and exhale, twist gently left. Right hand to the knee, left hand to the floor behind you. Again, gentle twist. Inhale, arms up to the top, and exhale back to your knees. Let's take that through 2 more times, flowing a little more quickly this time. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm up and over. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Inhale up. Twist gently right. Inhale up. Exhale, twist gently left. Inhale up. Exhale, arms to your knees. 1 more time through. Inhale up. Exhale, right hand to the floor, left arm up and over. Inhale up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up. Inhale up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale up. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale up. And relax your arms down. All right, great. So we're getting our spine a little warmed up there. Let's wake up our legs a little bit. So we're going to extend our right leg out to the side. Left foot is curled in with the sole of the foot to the inner thigh. Now, if this is a little hard for your hips or your hamstrings, you could prop a block underneath that right knee. You could even put a block underneath the left knee if that's more comfortable. And then you're going to turn your body to face over the extended leg. And you're going to stretch your spine nice and tall and then just walk gently toward that right foot. So first part of the practice here, you're probably not warmed up yet. So no problem if things feel a little tight. That's why we're waking them up, right? So you might feel a little stretch through your low back, a little stretch through that front hamstring. Just breathe into the stretch and feel your body. Notice whatever you feel without judgment. Good. Walk it back to the center and let's take the other side. So you switch the left leg extended out, sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. Turn your body to face over the extended leg. Lengthen your spine and gently walk your body over that extended foot. Remember, prop your knees if you need to. Totally fine if you've got tight hamstrings. You might need a block under there. You might need that knee bent. No problem. All right, wherever you are today, you're working in that space. Good. A couple more deep breaths here. Just allowing our bodies to wake up a little bit with some gentle stretches here at the beginning. Gently walk yourself back to the center. All right, we're going to roll over onto our hands and knees for a little cat-cow action to keep warming up our spine. So grab your folded up blanket or towel, and I like to take it in about this length, this thickness, and place it where your knees will be. And then bring the knees onto your blanket and hands flat on the floor. Now, you can have hands flat on the floor, index fingers pointing toward the front of your mat, or if it's more comfortable for your wrists, you can always bring a couple of blocks underneath your hands. All right? So you want your shoulders to be just over your hands, knees just under your hips. And we're going to begin with some cat-cow stretches. So inhale, belly sinks down, head comes up. This is a cow. Exhale, push your spine up to the sky, head comes down, looking like a mad cat. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, push your spine up to the sky. Inhale, belly down, head up. Exhale, push your spine up. Keep going like that, bending your spine forward and back. Take a notice of your hands a little bit. Do you have all of the weight into the heels of your hands? If you do, that may eventually cause you some wrist pain. So feel pushing weight in through your knuckles and into the tips of your fingers as well. Spreading that weight out a little bit through the hands. All right, last mad cat here. And then come back to a neutral spine. All right, now let's warm up the body a little bit. Extend your right leg long behind you. If that's easy for you, you can add the left hand, but you can keep the left hand at the floor as well. Wherever the left hand is, we're going to take some crunches. So crunch that right knee in, pull your belly up and in, and then extend it. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, extend it behind. 3 more. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale and inhale. Now switch the sides. So right knee's down, left knee back behind you. You can add the right hand or not. Here's what it looks like without the hand. So you just crunch the knee in. Inhale, extend. 4 more. Crunch it in. Inhale, extend. This is strengthening your back, your core, your glutes. Very nice exercise. One more. Very good. Knees back to the floor, and then have a seat on your heels. Give your wrists a little bit of a stretch, a little love to the wrists. I like to take a little kitty cat hands, so put the backs of your hands together and stretch those wrists. All right, very nice. So let's move our blanket just to the side. We're gonna need it again in just a minute, but we'll move it out of the way for a second. And then we're gonna bring our blocks to the front of our mat to get ready for our sun salutations. So remember, set your blocks up however you need them. Some people will need 4 or even 6 blocks, depending on how tall you are and how flexible your hips are. And again, as I mentioned, if the blocks don't feel stable enough to you, can bring a chair to the front of your mat and use your hands onto the seat of the chair. That also works fine. The point is to keep our spine nice and straight in these sun salutations, right? So we're protecting our spine. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So bring your toes just behind your blocks, and we're going to start with some sun stretches. So inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Exhale, sweep your arms down, bend the knees, spine stays straight. Reach for your blocks. Inhale, straighten the legs as you hinge forward. Exhale, sit the hips down, look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 4 more like that. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sit it down, spine straight. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend them, sit down, look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. 3 more. Inhale, up. Exhale, sit it down. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend them, look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Learning to coordinate your movements with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sit it down. Inhale, straighten legs. Exhale, sit down, look forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, stop and breathe. So start to notice the sensations of your body. Notice what muscles you feel turning on. Notice if you're starting to feel a little energy in the body. So yoga, as we say, is a work in, not a workout. So it's meant to help us really get in touch with ourselves. And that's how it works, to make us better off the mat, right? To do all those things I mentioned at the beginning. All right, let's keep going. This time we're gonna step back into the seesaw. So come back, toes just behind your blocks. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit it down, spine stays straight, remember. Now, left foot steps back and the back heel comes down. So the back toes are out at about 20 degrees or so. Front foot still pointing forward. Now you're gonna straighten that front leg as much as possible. Try to keep your hips square to the front. So it's common to let that back hip open. You wanna keep hips square to the front if you can. And just straighten the front leg as much as possible. Now we're keeping our spine nice and straight, right? So you shouldn't be having to curl in here. straight spine, stretch the front hamstring. Now bend it, look forward, step forward, inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Here's the other side. Inhale up, exhale, sit it down. Right foot steps back. Again, heel down, toes out at 20 degrees or so. When you're ready, straighten the front leg as much as possible. Feel a big stretch through the front hamstring. Square your hips to the front. And then bend the knee, look forward, step forward. Inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let's take one more on each side. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Left foot back. Straighten that front leg. Feel the hamstring stretch. Bend it, look forward. Step forward. And come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Right foot back. Straighten the front leg. Big stretch of that front hamstring. Spine is straight. Bend the knee, look forward, step forward, and come up. Good, again, stop and breathe a moment. Notice your body, notice if you're feeling your legs waking up a little bit. Feeling a little more energy in the body as we're moving. Now you're gonna come back to your blanket, and we're gonna place it on the floor about in the middle of our blanket. So what we're planning to do here is we're gonna step behind, and then we're going to lower our knee down to the blanket. So just have a look at what that looks like and see where the blanket needs to be for you. Generally a few inches behind your feet. All right, and again, we need our blocks or your chair, whatever you're using at the front of your mat. All right, so we're going to inhale, stretch our arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit your hips down. Now get a sturdy grip on your blocks and step the left foot behind your blanket, and then slowly lower that left knee to the floor. Take a breath here, full breath in and out. And then on an inhale, straighten the back leg by pushing that heel away from you. Look forward, step forward, and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Here's the other side. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Sturdy grip. Right foot steps behind the blanket, and then slowly lower that knee to the ground. Take a big deep breath in here and out. And then on your next inhale, straighten the back leg by pushing the heel away from you, and then step forward and come up. Exhale, take a big deep breath in and out here. We're going to do that one more time. So we're working on flexibility through our hips and strength through our legs. That's going to help us get up and down more easily. All right? So let's go one more time like this. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Step your left foot behind the blanket and lower the knee down. If it feels okay, you can bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands back to your blocks. Inhale, push that back heel away. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Right foot back. Same thing, knee down. If it feels okay, arms can come up. Exhale, hands back to your blocks. Inhale, push the back heel, straighten that leg. Step it forward and come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Now let's stop and rest a moment. Again, feel those movements that might not be things we normally do in our life. So you're building lots of strength and flexibility in places that we don't normally work. All right. We're going to get started with the sequences. So you're going to keep your blanket there because we're going to bring that knee down again after we step back to warrior one. All right. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, sit your hips down. Now step the left foot behind your blanket and we're going to come to warrior one. So in warrior one, the heel is down, the toes are out at 10 or 20 degrees. You can take a little space in between the feet if you need to. So the feet are not on a tight wire. The feet are more like on railroad tracks. That'll help give more space to your hips and make it more sturdy. Now hands can come through the thigh to come up to warrior one. So the front knee is bent, hips are square to the front, back leg is straight. You push the back edge of your back foot into the floor and breathe. Now, if this is hard for your shoulders, totally fine to be in a cactus or arms in front of you. Just take them as high as feels okay, and eventually they'll stretch all the way up. I like to turn my thumbs to the back, palms face one another. This helps to relax the shoulders down. So if you're out like this, it's hard to get your arms all the way up. So if you turn palms to face one another, then you can stretch arms up as shoulder blades melt down your back. All right, now arms into a cactus. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, pull your belly back and in. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. That's a great lymphatic fluid mover. Now reach forward for your block. Spine is staying straight. We're going to come back to that pyramid shape. This is what we do in the step back to seesaw. So you're straightening that front leg as much as possible. Again, hips square to the floor. Lengthen your spine. So nice flat spine, but if you're flexible enough, you can then let your body melt down to the floor. If that feels okay to your low back and to your hamstring. But you don't want to be curling down. So long, straight spine and fold from the hips. Pyramid pose. All right, body comes up halfway, and now we're going to put that back knee down again. So turn the back heel up and gently place the back knee onto the floor. You can put the top of the back foot down if that's more comfortable. And then either keep the hands at your blocks, or you can raise the arms up and sink into your hips gently. So feel a little stretch through the front of that left hip flexor. So the muscles in the front of your left hip and thigh are going to stretch a little bit. Arms stretch up, shoulder blades again down your back. So palms face one another. 2 more breaths here. Good. Now reach for your blocks, and you're going to scoot the blocks back a little bit so that you can shift your weight back and stretch the front foot forward so the front leg comes straight. If you're flexible enough, hands can be at the floor, it's totally fine, but you can use the blocks to help give you a little space. So front leg comes straight, toes are pulling back toward you. This is called half Hanuman, and it's an awesome stretch through the back side of that front leg. I'll show you a little later why we need to stretch these muscles in our balancing pose. Good. All right, so then plant the foot, bring the blocks back to the front, and you're going to keep the left hand at your block and take the right hand, stretch it far forward, and then stretch it up and all the way back. Feel a big stretch through that right shoulder and chest. So very nice. Twist and stretch here at the same time. 1 more big deep breath. Good, and then bring both hands back to your blocks. Resettle that front foot if you need to. Tuck the back toes, and again, push the heel away, straighten the back leg, look forward, step forward, and inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Notice if one side of your body feels a little more flexible than the other. Let's go ahead and loosen up the other side. All right, inhale up. Exhale, sit it down. Right foot steps back, and again, we're coming to warrior one. So have a look at your feet. Put them on railroad tracks, not a tight wire. Back toes out at 10 or 20 degrees, and then come through the thigh if that's helpful. Arms all the way up. Again, palms face toward one another. You can relax the arms a little if you need to. And breathe. Good. Now arms come into a cactus. 5 deep breaths. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, pull the belly back toward your spine. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now, straight spine, reach for your blocks. Coming for that pyramid. So resettle the feet to get them comfortable, and then eventually working that front leg straight, keeping your spine nice and straight. So staying here if you need to. Front knee can stay bent if it needs to. If you've got a tight hamstring, no problem. Otherwise, push that front leg straight, lengthen your spine. You can fold down if you want to. Really stretching your low back and the front leg hamstring. All right, very nice. Now, upper body comes up halfway. You take the back heel up and then slowly put your knee down onto the blanket. You can stay here with a straight spine, or you can bring arms all the way up and sink into your hips. So again, feel the stretch through the hip flexors on the front of that right side now. Breathing calmly here. So again, we need this stretch in our balancing pose too. So we need hamstring flexibility, hip flexor flexibility. One more breath. Good. Now grab your blocks, scooch them back a little bit if you need to for half Hanuman. Stretch the front leg long, and then bring the toes back toward you as you fold your body down. And again, hands could be on the floor if that's fine with you. But if you need a little space, hands to your blocks. Good. Feel that front leg hamstring stretching nice and open. Good. And then plant the front foot, scoot your blocks back to the front. Right hand stays at the block, left hand stretches forward and up and all the way to the back. Big opening of your chest as you twist your spine gently. If you can, you gaze all the way to the back. Good. Hands back to the block. Tuck that back toe. Push the heel back, straightening that leg. Look forward. Step forward. And inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, very nice job, guys. Stop and breathe for a moment. We're going to go ahead and move the blanket because we won't need it for the second sequence. And then come back to your blocks. As I said, breathe a moment here. Notice your energy. Notice if a little sweat is starting to roll. That's okay. That's your body trying to cool you down. All right. Let's keep going with the second sequence. Inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Exhale, sit your hips down. Left foot steps behind. Again, warrior one. So have a look at your feet. They're on railroad tracks. Front foot points toward the front. Back toes out at 10 or 20 degrees. Hips square to the front. Front knee just above the ankle. Arms come up. Warrior one. Strong warriors. Peaceful warriors. Good. Now release the hands down. Interlace the hands behind your back and roll your chest open. So shoulders roll back together. If you can bring the palms of your hands together, that's great. If not, just go as close as you can. So we're opening the front side of our chest here. And then you're gonna tilt your upper body forward, keeping your spine nice and straight. If it's okay, you can pull the arms away from your rear end, gazing at the floor. This is humble warrior. Very nice. Release the hands, keeping your spine straight. Reach for your blocks. Coming back again to pyramid pose. So resettle the feet. This is that shape from the seesaw sun salutation. So we straighten that front leg. You might notice, boy, my hamstring's really starting to feel kind of open now. Hips are square to the floor. All right, now you're gonna step into the front leg and we're gonna come up into warrior three, and then we're gonna step back into pyramid. So step into the front foot, back leg comes parallel to the floor, warrior three. Now exhale, put the back foot back down and stretch the front leg, pyramid pose. Let's do that 2 more times. Step into the front foot, warrior three, back leg parallel to the floor. Exhale, back foot down, pyramid pose. Inhale, step into the front foot, warrior three. Exhale, back foot down, pyramid pose. Stretch that hamstring. Beautiful. Now look forward, step forward, and inhale, come up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, we're gonna do the second side now. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, sit your hips down, flat back. Right foot steps back. Again, warrior one. So hands through the thigh if you need that. Arms come up. So front knee is just above the ankle, back foot pressing into the floor, hips square to the front. Relax your shoulders and breathe. Good. Now release your hands behind you. Let's open that chest again. So roll your shoulders back. Chest is out, opening the front side of your body. If you can bring the palms together, fine. And then tilt your upper body forward, flat back. So it's a straight line from the crown of your head down to that back heel, gazing to the floor, humble warrior. So yoga practice will sure build humility, won't it? Woo. And then release your hands to the floor. Settle your feet, coming back again to pyramid pose. So front leg straightens or towards straight. Hips are square to the floor. You can fold your body down a little if it feels fine. All right, and then we're going to take those 3 times up to warrior three and then back to pyramid. So step into your front foot, back leg parallel to the floor, warrior three. Exhale, step that foot down, pyramid pose. Inhale, warrior three, back leg parallel to the floor. Exhale, step it down, pyramid pose. One more time. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, step it down, pyramid pose. Good, then look forward, step forward, and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. All right, awesome job, guys. So pretty vigorous sequences there. So let's stop and breathe a moment. Take a couple deep breaths in, a couple deep breaths out. And again, just feel the energy of your body. Feel the muscles that have been working and holding you there in all these positions. Feel those muscles you've been stretching. Just notice your inner body. So often we're focused on everything outside of us. Yoga is a great way to practice turning your focus inward. All right, let's get ready for a balancing practice. So I mentioned we've been stretching our hamstrings, and then we stretch the front side of our hip flexors a little bit to get us ready for one of my favorite balancing poses called natarajasana, or dancer pose. So if you're new to yoga and you're new to dancer pose, you might want to have a counter or a chair or something that you can use to help you balance as you get used to this posture. So if you're going to use something to help you balance, you're going to come up beside it like I've got this rail here. So if you've got the rail to your right hand side, you're going to shift the weight into your right foot, and then you're going to see if you can pick up the left foot and grab hold of the left foot. So there are two ways to grab the foot. One is from the outside. You can see I'm grabbing the outside of my ankle. This is probably the easiest when you first start doing this posture. Eventually you want to turn your hand so your palm faces out and grab the foot from the inside, because this will allow your chest to open a little bit more. So if you can, grab it this way. If not, it's okay. Go ahead and grab it on the outside, and eventually you'll get used to it. So find your balance, gaze at one point on the floor or a few feet in front of you. If you're holding on to something for balance, you walk that hand a little forward. If you don't need the balance, the right arm comes to the sky. And then on an exhale, you're going to gently tilt your upper body forward as you kick that back leg up behind you. So if you're holding onto a rail, you walk it forward, and you're using the balance of your body like a teeter-totter. So you're tilting forward and kicking back equally to help balance your body. So you keep kicking, and you can see here's where that right leg hamstring flexibility comes into play. And then the front of the left thigh, hip flexors need to be flexible. Eventually you kick that leg all the way up to the sky, and then release. All right, nice job. Shake it out a little bit. And if you're using that thing for balance, then you turn your body around to face the other side. So the left hand is near your counter or chair. You're going to shift your weight into your left foot and pick up the right foot from behind. Remember, you can pick it up from the outside, or if it's possible, turn your palm to face up and reach for the foot from the inside. So your grip, your way. Find your balance here first. Again, gaze at one point in front of you. If you're not using the rail, left arm comes up, and on an inhale, stretch that arm up. Exhale, kick the foot behind you, breathing calmly. Feel free to use the rail or the counter if you need to get your body used to these sensations, and then eventually the balance will come. So you're kicking back and stretching forward with equal force, equal and opposite directions to balance you there. Kick that back leg up. Feel the leg stretch. Feel a gentle back bend. One more breath, and let it go. All right, good work. Shake it out. All right, so that's an awesome one. We'll keep practicing it in future asana practices. But for today, let's go ahead and let it go, and let's come to sit on the floor. All right, so make your way down to the floor. You're going to come to a comfortable seat again. So if that looks like sitting on a block, or maybe sitting on the edge of your rolled up blanket, you can go ahead and do that. So this feels really nice. Bring your bum just right to the edge of the blanket and allow it to kind of roll off the front a little. Legs are just in an easy crisscross, so whatever's comfortable to you. Some people will like to prop one knee or the other, so if you've got really tight hips, you can prop your knee with your blocks. And then let's grab our strap. We're gonna just have our legs here in a comfortable crisscross, but we're gonna stretch our arms a little bit. So this is called cow face arms. And I don't know why, because it doesn't look like a cow to me. But you're gonna take your strap into your right hand. So you need maybe like at least a foot or maybe a little longer hanging down from your right hand. And you're gonna bring that right arm up and fold the arm in behind your head. So the strap is drooping down behind your head. Now the left arm's gonna come out to the side, thumb pointing down. And then you bring that hand behind you. The back of your hand is touching your low back. And then you reach for the strap, grab hold of the strap, and then walk your hands together as much as possible. Eventually, some people can grip one hand to the other behind their head. I can't do that yet. But here you are, stretching both shoulders and just breathing easily as your arms stretch into this position. So try not to let your upper arm push your head forward. You want to keep a nice tall spine and keep your neck nice and straight, and just feel your arms stretch. So you know they say in yoga, the poses that you really hate are probably the ones your body needs the most. This is one of them for me. So I try to smile as I let my body stretch in the direction I know it needs to stretch. All right, good. Go ahead and release the strap. Shake out your shoulders and wrists if that feels good to you. And then we're going to take the other arm. So take the strap into your left arm, swing it up and around, bend that hand down behind your head. Right arm comes out to the side, thumb points down, bend that elbow and bring the hand, back of the hand facing your low back, and then try to grab the strap, and then walk the hands closer together, getting them as close as you can, holding the strap in between your two hands. And then again, just breathing comfortably here. Allowing your body to stretch. Never going to pain. Being nice and patient. Very nice. Go ahead and release the strap. You can put it to the side. We'll need it at the very end for one of our final stretches. Let's move our blocks out of the way. And then let's bring our blanket back to put it under our knees. All right, we're going to practice working into downward facing dog just for a very short period of time. But let's bring our knees onto our blanket first, because I'm going to show you the option for downward facing dog, which is puppy dog pose. For those of us who don't want to put weight into our arms, you can always have your knees on the floor instead. All right, for those of you that want to start working on downward facing dog, we'll bring your hands in front of you, and again, have a look at your hands. Index fingers point toward the front of your mat, and then you're going to tuck your toes, and you just push your hips up into the sky. So the point of downward facing dog is first to stretch your low back. So if you need to bend your knees because you've got tight hamstrings, to get that back to stretch nicely, you go ahead and bend the knees. Eventually you can straighten the legs and continue that stretch and get a stretch into your hamstrings. But the most important thing is to stretch the low back. Now, if you're someone who doesn't want to put weight into your arms, you can have knees on the floor and get the same stretch here. So bum is high, arms stretch in front of you, and you stretch the low back here in puppy dog. So your choice. If you're in downward facing dog, go ahead and put your knees on the floor and rest a moment. So we like to shake out our wrists, shake out our shoulders a little, and then let's just try it one more time. All right, so if you're keeping knees on the floor, go ahead and walk those hands forward and then push your rear end up into the air for puppy dog, stretching your low back and shoulders. If you're trying downward facing dog, tuck the toes, push your hips up into the sky, and then push your hands away from you a little bit so that the hips go up and back. So you don't want to be here in like a rectangular sort of quasi plank. You want to push your armpits toward the floor. Even if your knees are bent, no problem. Feel a big stretch through your low back and your shoulders. All right, good. Knees to the floor and rest. So stop and breathe. Feel those shoulders stretched a little, feel your low back stretched a little, and let's remove our blanket. All right, we're going to come to lie on our belly for just a couple of back bending, spine strengthening postures on our belly. So come down and lie flat on your belly. Let's rest here for a moment. If you prefer to rest up on your elbows here, that's totally fine. But if you want to rest all the way down, you can put your forehead on your hands, or you can turn your head to one side or the other. I like to bend my knees and windshield wipe my legs side to side. Just get a little gentle twist of your low back there. All right, nice job. So then feet are going to come flat onto the floor. You're going to zip your legs up together like a cobra tail. And then you're going to bring your hands just under your shoulders. Now elbows point back toward your hips, so they're not out to the sides. Elbows back toward the hips. Shoulder blades roll down your back. And then on an inhale, you're going to lift your upper body up off the floor, lengthening your spine, cobra pose. So your upper body's lifted up, your elbows are still bent. So you're not all the way up here just dumping into your back. You're using the muscles of your spine to hold you here. One more breath, lengthen your spine, and exhale, roll it down. Rest a moment. So we're strengthening those big muscles of our back. It's so important. So often in our lives, we're always bending forward, which lengthens and weakens our back. Like if you sit in chairs for a long time for your job, it's super bad for our back. So we're going to strengthen those back muscles to get it healthy again. All right, second set. Zip up your legs, hands underneath your shoulders, elbows back, shoulder blades down. Inhale, peel your upper body up off the floor. Lengthen your spine. Feel the crown of your head stretching up and forward. Feel your back muscles so strong to hold you there. Good, and roll it down and rest. Couple of deep breaths here. Again, just noticing what you feel. All right, very nice. Now for our inversion, we're going to have a few options. So first option is to grab a block, roll over onto your back. You're going to lift your hips up and place the block just under your sacrum. So you feel your whole pelvis resting on the block, and then we lift our legs up into the sky. So this is called supported shoulder stand. Such an awesome, relaxing inversion. So that's option number one. Option number two is legs up the wall. So if you're close to a counter or a chair, you can just put your legs up on the chair and rest here, turning your body upside down. If you've still got a little bit of gas in your tank and you want to do something a little more vigorous and you're okay with putting some weight into your arms, I'm going to teach you dolphin pose today. So dolphin pose is sort of a variation of downward facing dog where we lift our hips up in the air, but in this one we've got our elbows bent and elbows on the floor. So it's a different way to stretch through your shoulders. All right, so if you want to give a try to dolphin pose, I'll show it to you. So hands are to the floor, index fingers point toward the front. We tuck our toes and come into downward facing dog. Again, remember, knees can be bent if you need that, it's no problem. Now to get into dolphin, you bring both elbows down onto the floor, just behind your hands. And then you're gonna sink into those shoulders, feel those shoulders stretching from the front. Now again, if you're a person who doesn't like to put weight into your hands, you can have knees on the floor and get the same stretch. You just really put the elbows on the floor and then sink your hips back to stretch underneath your arms. So dolphin pose, either with hips high, stretching back, or with your knees down, either one. If you're taking that, go ahead and put your knees down and take a rest. I like to reach my hands behind me, relax those shoulders. We'll try it one more time. All right, good. Hands come in front. Push yourself up. Stretch through those shoulders and then reach the elbows for the floor just behind your hands and then sink into those shoulders. Dolphin pose. Knees can be bent, no problem. The point is in the shoulders. So feel your shoulders stretching open. Again, knees can be down. You could have this same stretch with knees on the floor, just like this. All right, wherever you are, take your knees to the floor. Let's rest again. If you are in supported shoulder stand or with legs up the wall, go ahead and stay there for another moment. All right. And then we're all gonna make our way onto our backs. So if you're on a block, go ahead and remove the block. If you've got legs up the wall, come ahead back to lie flat on your back. Make sure your strap is nearby. We're going to use that in just a moment to stretch our legs. But first, let's just take a little rest. So starting to feel our bodies coming down from all the vigorous movements we did in the first part of the practice. Start to notice your breath feeling calm, your heart rate coming down. Deep breath or two. All right, and then let's grab our strap. So you're going to take your strap and you're going to put it around the sole of your right foot. And then you're going to pull that right foot toward you. The left leg can be on the floor. This gives the best stretch. But if that's uncomfortable to you, you can bend the left leg and put the knee up into the air. So either way, just pulling that right leg forward. So feel how open that right hamstring is after all those hamstring stretches we did today. Feels delicious. And then take the strap into your right hand. Left arm is going to come onto the floor, and you're going to let the right leg fall out to the right gently. So moving the stretch into the right inner thigh. Again, breathing calmly. Both hips on the floor, both shoulders on the floor. Good, and then take that right leg up to the top. Grab the strap into your left hand and cross the foot over just gently, maybe over to 45 degrees or so, but not all the way to the floor. Feel the stretch move into the outer right thigh. Feels so delicious. Very nice. Now take that foot back to the top and switch the feet. So bring the left foot into your strap. Release the right leg to the floor or bent, your choice. And then pull that left leg toward you. Feel the hamstring stretch. Good. Take the strap into your left hand. Right hand comes to the floor to balance you, and you open that left leg out to the side. Good. Take the leg up to the top, strap into your right hand, cross it over. Feel the stretch move into the outer left thigh. Very nice. Come back up to the top, releasing your strap. We're going to have a final spinal twist, and then we're ready for Savasana. So bring your feet flat to the floor. Arms are down at your sides, or if it feels good, arms can stretch all the way out to the sides. I actually like this a little bit better. Arms out to the sides, and then let your knees fall to the left as you turn your gaze to the right, turning into a little twist. Hi, Bronco. Thanks, buddy. So allowing your body to twist gently. If it feels good, you can put the left ankle on top of your right knee and deepen that twist. Really feel your body melt into the twist. Try to release control of muscular effort here. Just really letting it all go, letting your spine twist, bringing it all out. Good, and then release. Take the feet back to the floor. We'll take the other side. So knees go right, gaze goes left, and the right ankle goes over the left knee if that feels good to you. Again, release muscular effort. Melt into the twist. Feeling your body begin to relax. Good, and then release that side.
come on up to the top and then prepare yourself for Savasana. If you need any final movements, like maybe you want to pull your knees into your chest, or you like a little happy baby before you relax, either one of those are fine. When you're ready, you're going to make your way into your most comfortable Savasana. So legs extend long, toes roll out, arms are a few inches away from your sides, palms up if that's possible for you. Feel free to prop yourself anywhere you need. If you like a blanket or blocks under your knees, feel free to do that. Maybe a blanket under your head. You want to make yourself completely comfortable for your few minutes of Savasana. So you stay there in Savasana. I'm going to come up to a seat so I can lead you through it. So Savasana is such an important part of the practice. Please don't skip Savasana. It's really important that your body get this time at the end of practice to really incorporate everything and really practice relaxation. So don't cheat yourself out of Savasana. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Start to notice bringing your awareness back to your breath. So not controlling the breath, but just noticing what it feels like. And then let's take a little mental scan of our body, starting from the top of your head. Notice your brow and your jaw. Are you holding muscular tension there? If you are, relax it. Notice the muscles of your neck and your shoulders. Again, if you notice that you're holding tension there, consciously release it now. Notice the big strappy muscles running down along your spine, through your mid-back and into the low back. Consciously relax the muscles in your back. Notice your hips and your thighs, big muscles that got lots of stretching and work today. Consciously relax them now. Notice your calves and your feet. And then turn your awareness to notice your entire body at once. Notice any sensations that you might feel. And then just release control of your body, melting into your mat. Complete relaxation of your body. And then turn your awareness to your mind. See if you've got little pesky thoughts there, which are very common, creeping in, thinking, okay, what do I have to do after this? See if you can put that down. Just give yourself a couple more minutes. Complete relaxation of body and mind. If you need to, use the tool of counting your breaths back from 10. Inhaling 10 in. Exhaling 10 out. 9 in. 9 out. And so on until you find complete relaxation. If you've got lots of time and you want to take a longer Savasana, feel free to pause the video and stay as long as you can. Otherwise, let's stay here just for a few more breaths. When you're ready, start to wake your body back up with some small movements of your fingers and toes. Bring your awareness back to sounds around you. Maybe you hear some birds chirping or you feel a gentle breeze. Just notice that.
When you're ready, you can stretch your arms long above head and then roll yourself onto one side. Stay there for a couple of breaths. I'm going to read to you one more quote from another one of our favorite yoga teachers, BKS Iyengar, who says, "The study of asana is not about mastering posture. It's about using posture to understand and transform yourself." So keep practicing. Hopefully you'll begin to notice all these wonderful benefits happening in your life outside of your mat, as well as lovely benefits to your body on your mat. But just remember, it doesn't really matter what your posture looks like, just that you're here on your mat, you're putting in the work. You're also putting in the work in your mind, keeping that calm, peaceful mind, being patient with ourselves, being compassionate toward ourselves in our practice and in our life. All right, when you're ready, come on up to a comfortable seat. We'll close the practice with Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shanti means peace. Wishing peace for ourselves, peace for those around us, and peace for the universe. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhaling for Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for giving yourself this beautiful gift of yoga. Namaste.